Most A players are only A players because of the team around them. So if you hired a superstar and it flopped, you didn't hire the wrong person, you hired only part of the machine. After helping 100 clients hire more than 500 people, I found something better. It's a person who gives you the same upside with less risk. So in this video, I'll show you exactly who that is and how to get them interested in your business, saving you time, frustration, and probably a ton of money wasted in salary. The reason hiring an A player is such terrible advice is that you never actually know who the real A player is. You might think it's the salesperson closing deal after deal, but it might as well be the marketer generating such good leads that selling becomes easy. So if you take out that marketer, your A player salesperson suddenly looks very average. If you build your hiring strategy around chasing A players, you'll end up disappointed because you're chasing the wrong thing. What you should be hiring instead is what's called a rainmaker. And the difference is simple. An A player is someone who's exceptionally good at their job, and a rainmaker is someone who's also that, but on top of that will also make you a lot of money, either by generating revenue or by saving you serious time, costs, and mistakes. So let's go over the 7 types of rainmakers so you can decide who you need to hire next. There are 2 buckets, and those are 2 buckets every rainmaker falls into. You've got direct revenue rainmaker, so people making you money right now, and then indirect revenue. So the people making you money down the line by bringing in clients, saving you time, or getting you into rooms you weren't in before. Let's start with direct revenue, and I want to start with marketing because there are 2 types of rainmakers hiding in there. The first one is your copywriter. The written word coming out of your business is quietly influencing whether people buy from you or not. And that means small tweaks have an outsized impact. If 1% of people landing on your product page buy and your copywriter gets that to 2%, that's not 1% extra. That's double the amount of orders. Now, imagine they also rework your website, your newsletter, your sales deck, and your ad copy. I mean, can you imagine what your salesperson should do to double their revenue for a second? I mean, I think that's really crazy, right? And that leads me to your second marketing rainmaker, who's your media buyer. And the reason they can be rainmakers is because that's a great performance marketer who cuts your cost per lead in half or double your volume for the same budget gives your salesperson twice as many shots on goal. And on top of that, they can also improve lead quality, which means your salesperson needs fewer conversions to close the same number of deals. And then your next rainmaker is obviously a salesperson. Someone with industry context already in their phone and who knows the market inside and out, doesn't just bring in clients, they shorten the ramp-up time dramatically, and depending on non-compete situations and stuff, they may already be trusted by the exact people you're trying to sell to. And when it comes to rainmakers, most business owners stop there, but there are 3 more that almost everyone overlooks, and ignoring them is costing real money. And the first one is a recruiter. I mean, your business runs on 2 things, customers and people, right? But most owners invest heavily in the customer side. They invest in sales, marketing, product, but hiring often gets treated like an afterthought. So let me show you why that's a mistake. A recruiter who understands your business and your industry will make it their entire job to pull top talent away from everyone else. And they are kind of the gift that keeps on giving. And that's why you should hire a recruiter with the same energy you'd put into hiring a sales manager, because they're the person who finds you the people who go find and serve your clients. I've watched dozens of firms stay stuck with mediocre teams simply because they didn't have a dedicated recruiter, or they had someone who also happened to hire people between their actual job. But that's like asking your accountant to fix your marriage. It might work sometimes, but I wouldn't put my money on it. The second rainmaker in this category is a project manager. You see, a great project manager can run 2 or 3 times more projects simultaneously without things falling apart than a mediocre one could. And that means more clients, more revenue with the same headcount. So if you're in a project-based business, your project manager is one of your highest leverage hires. And the third one is your procurement specialist. And that's a really understated role, but if they already know your suppliers and they've built real relationships with them, you can typically save 5 to 20% on cost of goods. And that means cheaper inputs, same prices, and more profit. And the best part is that your clients don't notice a thing, but your margins do. So instead of making money by selling for more, you can flip it by buying for less. And the last one is your delivery person. It can be a consultant, it can be a technician, whoever is actually facing your clients day to day. Because if they do great work, clients follow them from one business to another. For example, my first business was a recruitment agency, and it's completely normal for a recruiter to move firms and bring clients with them because those clients already trust them personally. And on another note, I've been following the same barber around for 15 years for the exact same reason. Those are your 7 rainmakers, but knowing who they are doesn't matter much if you don't know how to hire them or at least get them interested without breaking the bank. The thing is that those rainmakers know their value and their current employer knows it too, which means hiring them wrong will cost you a lot of money. And the worst thing you can do is try to buy them with a bigger salary. Because if someone jumps ship for money, you'll spend the next 2 years looking over your shoulder wondering who is going to offer them more. I had a friend who was a genuinely great salesperson, but he changed jobs every 1 or 2 years for a fancier title or a nicer company car, even when the role was identical. And you know, between you and me, I wouldn't want to be his employer, and neither would you, because we don't want people who are attracted to the package. We want people who choose the company we're actually building. So show them where you are, where you want to go, and exactly what their role looks like inside that story. I mean, tell them what impact they could have or what does it mean for them in 3 years. When someone leaves a good job for your vision, they're not leaving for a paycheck. They're leaving for something they actually believe in. And then, once you found them, pay them fairly and give them a piece of the upside. For example, my marketer gets a bonus when my cost per lead stays under a certain threshold, and that keeps her invested in the standard and not just in the output. And you can structure that for any role. So first you figure out how this person makes you money, is it directly, is it indirectly, and then you cut them in on the result. If your recruiter lends you the top marketer from a competitor, give them a bonus tied to that hire's performance. You won't mind paying it because you know that the job got done. Now you know who the different rainmakers are and what you need to do to hire them. But if you still find yourself stuck wondering how you can spot them, watch this video next. I'll give you the interview questions you can use to ask people to instantly spot who's sitting in front of you and remove the guesswork from your interviews.